an inspiration for most of us, and she's a great personality. She has been traveling to Pakistan, recently came back from a very long trip. I think she spent quite a few weeks over there in Pakistan, and she traveled from south to north, all different places. We'll be talking to Aliki Ko today. Aliki Ko is originally from Nafplio, Greece, but she's now settled in Zurich, Switzerland, and she herself is a spiritual entrepreneur. She's an architect and a mindfulness advocate. She is running her own project, which is known as Conscious Gems. Conscious Gems, and she is a global network of secret locations she's running. We'll find out what secret locations are and why they are secret. And she is also dealing with mindful people and uniting them together for the uplifting of human consciousness, which is really great. So let's welcome, and we'll be talking to Aliki Ko today about global energetic initiation. What is it all about? We'll talk to her. Let's welcome Aliki Ko to our show. Hi, Aliki Ko. How are you?
I'm very good, Aijaz. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I know it has been a long wait. I think we connected long before Ramadan, and then Ramadan came, and you were traveling, and network connections and all those kind of challenges we had. But this is the best time. I think you're back to Zurich now and relaxing after a very long trip. How long you were there in Pakistan, Aliki?
I was a whole 2 months, actually.
Whole 2 months, 8 weeks. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, whenever I go there, I try to stay that long there. 6 to 8 weeks is a good time to be in Pakistan. And we'll talk about that as well, how your trip went and what things you liked over there. But before that, please tell me, if I take you to your childhood, like when you were 3, 4, 5 years old, what is the earliest memory you recall? What comes to your mind?
Interesting. I have a lot of memories from the village of my aunt and my uncle, actually, because I was loving this place. It was close to nature, so we had all the freedom to go and hike into small waterfalls and like play with different elements and all these parts. So these were some of the nice memory, actually, from my early age.
Awesome. What do you miss?
I don't know. To tell you the truth, I really enjoy being adult. I feel
that's
it's much more playful now than it was
really
back then.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. Thank you so much. So before we head to the topic, I would definitely request you to share with us how did you get into all these different things. You're a multifaceted personality. You have pain for humanity. You're working for humankind, and you're a peace advocate. You're doing so many things. How did you evolve from a young girl into such a great person? How did that transformation happen? Where you want to start?
Start growing yourself and you start working with yourself, at some point you really get into a level that you just want to share what you have learned, and people getting interested, so they get attracted to it, and they kind of ask you to share, to tell them. And I never thought that I would be teaching or sharing this knowledge. It was really a very personal quest that started with mindfulness and meditation and all of that. But I just realized that so many people right now are researching in the same direction, and you just feel that if you have done 3 steps, you can share them. I wish I would have somebody to share it with me when I was starting. So it just comes naturally. You just the more you open up to the world, the more you feel the pain and the struggle, and the interest and the curiosity and all of that, and you just cannot help it and get involved.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. So moving from Greece to France, sorry, Switzerland. How did that happen? What made you move from Greece to Switzerland?
So I didn't really actually move from Greece to Switzerland. There was a very big tour before arriving to Switzerland. That's my
Okay.
sixth country.
So you
Right.
got addicted with Switzerland and its beauty and greenery and mountains and
Not
people.
really. No,
Okay.
not really. It was very random. It was actually Switzerland was the only country that didn't really choose to move. The very
Okay.
first country I ever moved to was Madrid.
Oh, Spain.
I was there for a year, and then I have lived half of a year in Brazil. And from Brazil, the company that I started working when I was in Brazil, they actually had their base in Switzerland. So at some
Oh,
point, there was an interesting proposal to go to Switzerland. And to tell you the truth, I have never imagined living in Switzerland. So it was one country that was out of my spectrum for some reason.
oh, is that right? Okay, because people
Yeah.
say that, oh my goodness, Switzerland, where you want to go? Whoever you ask, I want to go to Switzerland. I want to go to Switzerland. I want to see the Alps and all those kind of things, and it's so green and so beautiful. I have
For
been
me, it
to
was a little bit
Zurich and
boring.
a couple other places,
Right.
but yeah, that's right. Cool, cool. So, so what
For me, it was a
profession?
little bit too boring in my mind before I went there.
Right, right, right. So, what was your first job as a professional?
So I'm an architect. I have studied architecture, and my very first job was actually professionally already graduated in Costa Rica. So I wanted to live in Latin America. So actually, I sent literally hundreds of curriculum vitae in the whole Latin America to see where fate will take me. And it took me to Costa Rica. So the very first job was actually building beautiful villas in the tropical Costa Rica with two amazing architects that we are still very close friends, Andres and Gloriana. And it was kind of a dream job, to tell you the truth. Like, it was really, you will never imagine that you will end up in such an environment in your first job.
Wow.
Because it was inspiring from all the spectrum. Like, even the people that I was working with, they were so deeply spiritual and respectful and have just a different mindset that it was a whole different world for me, like it was not only living in Latin America, it was the whole package.
Wow, wow. And Andreas and Loriana, they are still working there, they are still in there, or they moved on too?
They're still there, they're still working there. Gloriana has been back and forth from the US, so she's married there now. But Andres is stable in Costa Rica. He has amazing projects there, so he's there.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. So let's head back to your initiative that you are running. Let's talk about that project, which is a Conscious Gems. So tell us about that project a little bit in detail. How did you aspire to run that kind of project? What made you run that?
So the very first inspiration, I mean, this project is a combination of many realizations that are just coming together in one idea, right? So one of the very important ones was actually during our event in Davos during the World Economic Forum this January. That was called Block Base. And the interesting part, 1 month of preparation of the event for a project, because it was based on very strong spiritual practice. And what I realized from that is that it creates a type of container that practically was the most fast learned self-leadership course that I have ever done without being a course. It was like practically a preparation for an event. So I realized that there is some very interesting factors, and being around that you have the same lives, really tap into their potential. So this was the very first realization that can be very beneficial in a bigger scale, so like in a long-term living, co-living idea. And then the second point that triggered this whole project was that these beautiful locations that we are talking about right now, and with some of them is like in later stages of agreement, and some of it is like earlier, and then we're forming the agreements around, they start coming to us. So like me and my co-founder Marco, we start receiving these contacts from the owners of these just really precious locations. That's why I like conscious gems, that they were having a difference from the normal business plans that we have been working before. Their owners actually start.
Aliki, we are losing your voice for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but there are some network issues.
And they start.
Aliki, yeah,
Yes,
I wasn't able to hear you. I wasn't able to hear you properly. I think there are some packets lost on the network. Is there any better network you can hop on?
Unfortunately not. It's the only one.
Oh, that's the only one. Is it a hotspot from the phone? Yeah, it's back a little bit, but then I lose some of your the speech. So
unfortunately, it's a proper Wi-Fi, but the way we're having some problems because of some strong storms lately. So there were some in the lines. Yeah, okay. In the ley line.
Okay.
But hopefully it will be okay. Sometimes it just gaps and then it's back.
Okay. All right. Good. Awesome. Yes. So let's continue where we stopped.
Which part were you able to catch?
You were gone for like a whole minute kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you did the part of the project in Davos, right? Like during the World Economic Forum. You got that. Okay.
That's right. Yes.
So the second realization was that these locations, these beautiful locations, start coming to us and we start seeing a shift in consciousness. So a shift in the awareness of the owners of the locations, that they wanted to use their place not for the traditional model of just profit-oriented business, but practically using it for more conscious use and understanding that you really have to respect and honor the land and use it differently. So that was a very interesting thing that we have never seen before, actually. Like,
so when you say conscious use, what does it actually mean? It's like location could be rented on Airbnb and things like that. I mean, those platforms are there. But then what is the conscious use of that property or that land? How do you define that?
So imagine the property as have really like have failing, let's say. So what happens is, like, when you have a property and you just use it only for rent for 1 or 2 days, and people are entering in and out, this property practically doesn't have somebody really taking care of it. So it's like a child that it's changing mom every day, kind of. So with many years of use like that, the locations end up being like soulless. So that's why when you go into a hotel room, you really don't feel like home. Exactly.
No, that's right.
So that's happens when we use the location just for profit, right? Nobody's really taking care of it. Nobody's really living there, because human energy can really infuse the physical locations with the spirit. I mean, you enter the place of one person and you love being there. It's just like a wonderful place to be, and it's a tiny home. And then you go to a second person's place and it's a beautiful, like amazing apartment, and you just want to get out of there, right? What is happening there? It's exactly that. It's the feeling that humans can infuse into a space. And by the time you start allowing community to be created in a space, and people are really taking care of the property, and they are going for specific reasons, and they're really choosing consciously to go there, and being there, they practice spirituality. It's a different type of energetic field that's being created around the place, and this has many good side effects, right? So one is that it becomes more attractive. So more and more people just want to be there, or you want to go back. You just feel like home. You have this beautiful feeling of, I just want to be there, you know? This is the very obvious, the very first one. but many times it can create an activation point for the whole region. So, and that's the very interesting part that we are investigating right now. So how do you shift actually energy of the location from an abandoned, meaning there are people, but nobody was really taking care of it. Nobody was really putting effort and intention and attention to the place, into a location that can really be a pole of energetic attraction and energetic activation of the whole region.
Okay. That's great. That's awesome. Thank you so much. So, how does today's topic, the global energetic initiation, does it relate to this conscious gems, or it is totally different model altogether?
No, it relates very much for different reasons.
Okay.
First of all, conscious gems is actually, it got initiated because of Corona. And that, I don't mean because of the virus. I mean that the whole situation actually allowed me to realize that it's the right time that people will be able to understand a series of things that were just, they were always there, they were just unseen before. So like this whole situation is actually their quarantine, due to the lockdown, due to them needing to stay at home for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, without external interference. They are going into an initiation, a global awakening, as they call it. And many people will realize just later on, but for the conscious community that has been through these steps, it's very clear what is happening. And what let's take it from the start. When you're passing through an awakening, you are going from one state of consciousness through a process that is very many times is very similar. So the isolation, it's always part of the awakening. To a second state of consciousness, right? In the second state of consciousness, the things that you had in the first state, they don't really apply. So you don't like to do the same things. You cannot feel the connection with the same people. You don't like to do the same activities. So you're kind of lost. You're not really lost. You have just changed preferences, right? But in the beginning, it feels like, oh my God, I used to love soccer and now I don't love soccer anymore. What is going on with me? What is wrong with me, right? Nothing is wrong there. It's just a different vibration. And the interesting thing is that when you start finding things and people that resonate with the new vibration that you have created, then you start feeling again in place, and actually you start feeling much better than before. But until you find this connection, you are a little bit spaced out, let's say. Yeah. Exactly. So I was realizing that many people will go on into this initiation. By the time we're back to normal, it will never be normal. Many people will be in a new normal, but without the structures. So we need to create structures that can hold this new normal, that can create this new world that we are envisioning. Because if we don't have the structures, we will just fall back into something, and this fallback will not even apply anymore. So that's practically why Conscious Gems is happening. It's a new proposal of how we can live together.
That's great. That's great. So how do you approach people? I mean, do you selectively approach people, or what is the model? How do you go about people selecting that who should be part of this, and how people can become part of it?
So we have started for the very first one with our networks, so with our personal circles. Just because the first one, actually, the team that will join the first one will be the team that will be very closely related to the project. We are even looking at an economic model that they will actually be participating into the model, also with financial returns in the future, just for their presence, their time, and their money and commitment they're putting in the beginning. So they're really getting involved. You know, we are co-creating the project, and that's practically the idea. So the very first ones are people who really resonate with us. that we know for a long time, that have been doing the inner work. They have already reached the level and they really understand. So it's very funny. You should see some of our sales calls. People are selling the project to me. They come on the camera, which is awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really inspiring, actually, to tell you the truth.
Awesome. That's great. That's great.
So many of the people have been working in something similar, or they hold a piece of this puzzle that we are creating. So that's why they resonate so fast. That's why they're completely in for the 3 months of commitment that we are asking for the beginning. And they are just jumping in because they understand the need right now. It's a call. It's a call for action, this project, practically.
Call for action. Sure. That's great. That's great. Well, that's awesome. That is definitely advocating peace and harmony in people and people minds. But how you want to expand this project further beyond where it is right now?
So the idea of this project is practically to create a global village, meaning you have houses, the houses of the village around the world, so you can actually choose in which country you want to live and for which period of time you want to live in this country. But you have the same agreement, so they're all under the same umbrella, let's say. So you kind of get a similar feeling in all of our locations. You know that you will find same-minded people. You know that you will find spiritual practice. You know you will find modalities like yoga, meditation, biological food, very interesting recipes. Like all this package will happen to all our locations. The only interesting thing is that each location have their own flavor, practically. So the very first one is for conscious use of the land, and we're looking for permaculture. The second one will be much more about the global network. So each one of them have a different theme that will also connect to the country that they are located. So that's why the very first one is happening in France. And in this specific triangle where we have the region that we are setting, the first one is actually the golden triangle of very good climate, a lot of organic farms around. We can create a network of organic farms. And it's close to both oceans. So it's a very interesting geolocation also. So all of them will have these types of characteristics. You're just going to be able to practically choose for this period of time in your life, what is more beneficial for you? So it's more beneficial to learn about permaculture, or is it more beneficial to learn about new economical models, for example? Right. And then you can choose different locations, but you know what you're going to find more or less in both of them.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much. Let's take some comments here. And Rashid Meher is one of our friends from southern Punjab. He's saying, "Mashallah, bro. Thank you so much, my friend." Smita Sharad Gandhi is from Mumbai. She's our great friend. She's saying best wishes. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Muhammad Musa Adil is our friend saying nice talk. Thank you so much, Musa, for hopping on the show. Great. So let's talk about your Pakistan trip. What made you travel to Pakistan?
So traveling to Pakistan actually came from a proposal from Rehana Lawala, which I know that you know.
Yes, yes. Whoever, let me tell you, Aliki, whoever I am today, I'm because of a few people, and Rehana Lawala is on that list, and he made me social, and he connected me to lots and lots of people, and he's still connecting me with amazing souls and such as yourself, and I'm really grateful to him. Great friend of mine. So viewers, we have some network issues because of the thunderstorms in Switzerland where she is right now. So that's why. Okay, so you're back, Aliki. Yes, you're back now. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I was telling you that Rehana Lawala has a big social impact on my social media presence, and he made me who I am today. He gave me connections. I followed his path and all different kinds of things, and in past 2.5 years, I think I have learned a lot from him. He is kind of a role model for me. Yeah, so great. So he asked you to come to Pakistan. Viewers, we still have some network issues. Apologies.
During the World Economic Forum. So
Sorry.
can you hear me?
No, we couldn't hear you for the whole thing.
No problem.
After I
No
asked you the
problem.
question that, yeah. So,
No
so
problem.
Rehan will ask you to come to Pakistan.
So yeah, the initial proposal actually was to create a conscious business space in Karachi. That was the initial proposal. Then that's why I traveled to Pakistan, because Rehan has been to our space in Davos in Switzerland during the World Economic Forum, and he really liked what was happening there. So he wanted to introduce that to Pakistan, actually. And I went there to understand the culture and see the possibilities and maybe how the model might need to be transformed so it applies to the country and all of this process. As you can imagine, like one day after I entered, we were in lockdown. So many plans changed from these ones.
Exactly.
Exactly. But I have to admit, it has been a very, very interesting period of time anyhow. So, I mean, the superpower of Rehan is that he has been using technology for so many years, and actually he knows how to connect through technology. So even if I was locked down, I met really a lot of people from Pakistan, and I had the chance to talk with different people and understand their mentality and get to help some of them, like or others join the project. Like it was just a very interesting interaction the whole 2 months there.
Awesome. That's great. One of our friend, Love Draz, is with us. She's saying that she is just wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your comment. Great. So what cities have you been to in Pakistan?
Not so many. So I passed a month and a half in Karachi, actually in my room, practically. And then...
Because of the lockdown.
And we said mostly because I wanted to meet a little bit more of Pakistan before I go. And also because the flights were so unpredictable that they told me that flights might open any day and probably will open from either Islamabad or Peshawar. So I had to be closer to the north. And as nothing of the public transport was working, we had to travel like by car, right? So we started from Karachi. We spent the night close to Hyderabad in a beautiful place, like the mini forest of Mr. Mir. And then, and then we had several like smaller and several bigger stops on our way to Islamabad, right? So we had two nights in Sindh, and then we had 2 nights in Punjab, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember if we have crossed the Snake. I don't remember that. It was like a Hindu community, very interesting. And then we continued up to Krishtia, that we stayed in the beautiful spiritual place of Chisti there. It was like really wonderful to get to know him and Habib, because it was one of the people that we had connected through Facebook before. And then we continued up to Islamabad. We stayed just one night in Islamabad, and then close to Abbottabad for another night in a very interesting space of Kew. And then I had to fly. So we went to Peshawar, spent practically a couple of hours in Peshawar, and then I just flew away. So we saw a little bit, but there's so much more to discover.
So much more to see. Absolutely. Absolutely. Northern areas are so beautiful. I was there for several weeks. I stayed, actually, I was traveling alone, and I was just trying to explore. All my life, I lived in Pakistan, and I moved in '97 to Canada, and but I have never been to northern areas. So past year, So now I know that what I have been missing. I mean, there is so much to see in the northern area. So I took a trip, and then I went twice to China border and Punjab, and it's so beautiful. I mean, it's so peaceful. I was just myself over there. I was traveling alone, and I stayed in a hotel, and it's beautiful. I stayed in Naran, actually, Naran Kagan, Beautiful, beautiful. Ahmedabad is beautiful too. I went to Ahmedabad also. So how was your trip to Peshawar? You met some diplomats there, sorry, some politicians there, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was amazing actually. I mean,
Yeah,
the welcoming everywhere has been incredible. Like I really
yeah,
have to thank everybody who hosted us and gave us food and shelter and their time, and they opened their houses. It's just really, really wonderful. All of them, like
awesome,
from
awesome,
the musicians and
awesome,
like everybody.
awesome.
But then that last night was pretty funny, and actually we were making a lot of fun. That
Yeah, I was about to ask, what was the funniest moment in the whole trip? You read my mind.
So, I mean, one of the funniest moments actually was the last one because we were having dinner in some friends of the Minister of IT of Peshawar that he was
Mm,
hosting us
mm.
actually. And we were making fun about them having a lot of guns in this area. And then, for a very nice coincidence, they actually cooked my ever favorite food without knowing this last night. So it
Oh,
was a
wow.
really, really beautiful like bye-bye. And also we were making fun that maybe when we were driving to the airport, I mean, the minister was driving me, like I really have to thank him. And
Wow.
we were just making fun of who they will think that I am, but the minister is my is like driving me,
Minister is my driver. Right, right.
So we were really having a lot of fun. It was a really fun moment, this one.
Lucky you. That's great. That's great. So, did you get a chance to fire a gun as well? Did you try that?
No, I didn't. I didn't fire them,
Oh.
but it was interesting even to have a real gun in my hands. I have never had before.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Aliki. It's really fun talking to you and sharing those memories from Pakistan, and it's great. And so, did you write any blog, or did you write? Are you planning to write a blog or a book about travel to Pakistan? Because there is lots of fear in people that
Mhm.
Pakistan is not a safe place, and you have been there for 8 weeks. You lived there, you ate there, you walked out, you met people. So, are you planning to write something about it, or what is the plan?
Actually, I was planning to make a documentary, and this will be also for conscious gems as it started in Pakistan. It will be also for the type of guidance that I got from Rahala because they are very interconnected actually,
Hmm.
and it will be also about Pakistan because this all happened there, right? So still the idea is to make this documentary with all this process, let's say, from stepping into uh, Pakistan until like the kickoff of the project, like in 2 weeks. So
Hmm.
I'm gathering the whole material and I'm thinking about
Awesome,
creating a small documentary
awesome,
about it.
awesome. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much. So, before we head into the next segment of our show, is there anything else you want to add about the topic that you had in your mind, Aliki?
Um, I would just wanted to add that I'm feeling that we are entering a different period of time, and this can can feel very frightening in the beginning because we're in a big shift right now. But we just have to remember every time that in order, if you have a structure and you need to create a better structure from this one, you actually need to go in these times of chaos, of this deconstruction, so you can make more beautiful structures. So really, just don't be worried in general. We're just in a phase of a shift, and this will just create more beautiful resonance and bring things to us that are really, really apply in what we are and what we love to do in life. So I have seen mostly the last week actually a very interesting change in many people and the clarity they have started having about what applies for them and what not, and that's just amazing because the more we understand what makes our heart beat faster and like
Yeah,
more joyfully, the better
absolutely,
our life will be. So it's just
absolutely.
a phase, that's all.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, let's head into the next segment, which is a surprise segment. It's U and Q. Q stands for Qureshi. So, in this, we have a rapid fire. So, that means that I'll give you a word, and with that word, whatever sentence comes to your mind, you will just speak out.
Okay.
Uncensored. You have no time to think. Whatever comes first, you just have to speak up. All right?
Oh, okay.
Ready?
Yeah,
Cool.
sure.
All right. Okay. And we have some comments coming in, but I'll be taking those after the segment because this segment needs some continuity. All right. So the first word, Aliki, is home.
Planet.
Planet is the home. Wow, that's think big, right? That's good. Tea.
Oh, that's how
Tea.
it feels.
Yeah.
Tea, like
Tea.
the tea we drink.
Yes.
Green.
Green tea. Wow. Air.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Life.
Life. Air is life. Yes. Horse.
Life. Mhm. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Mountain.
Hiking.
Hiking. Biryani.
Yeah. Tasty.
Tasty. You must have tried different biryanis because you have to different cities. That's great. Flower.
Spring.
Flower. The spring. Yes. Spoon.
Spring. Mhm. Actually, it brings me in mind Alice in Wonderland. In Wonderland, there's a specific scene about the spoon.
That's good. Next word is friend.
Family.
Family. That's good.
My friends are
Uh,
my family.
that's good. Yes. Next word is neighbor.
I don't even remember the last time I knew my neighbors.
Is good or bad?
I have no idea. I just realized.
Okay. All right. Good. That's good. So that means you have to work on that. Next word is owl.
Yeah. Sorry, the next thing.
Owl.
Which one is the next one?
Next one is a bird.
The
Owl.
bird.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Yes. Next word is success.
Subjective.
Subjective. Good. It is subjective. That's right. Yes. Next word is donkey.
Santorini. Because in Santorini, there's a lot of donkeys like going up the hill.
Training. That's right. Yes. Pen.
Writing.
Writing. Peace.
Inner peace.
Inner peace. That is very important. Then you can bring out the peace. That's right. Yes. Soul.
It comes like universal soul. I feel that we all are part of one soul.
Think bigger, right? Yeah. That's good. That's good. Seriousness.
Playfulness.
Playfulness. Yes. That's great. Driver.
Driver.
Yes.
Oh, a road trip.
Road trip. Friendship. No, not friend, but friendship.
Essential.
Essential. Yeah. Leader.
Inspiration.
Inspiration. Boss.
Leader.
That's good. Black.
What?
Sorry, we lost your voice for a sec. So the word was black.
Yeah, I think you lost me. I'm just white.
Black and white. Yeah, there's nothing in between, either black or white. That's right. That's right. Time.
Ton?
Time. Just
Time.
time. Yeah.
Oh, journey.
Journey. Journey. Okay. And next word is heart.
Heart chakra.
Okay. And next word is Switzerland.
Snow. It's like
Snow.
yeah, skiing.
Skiing.
Definitely.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. So that was the segment, UNQ. Thank you so much. Lots of people like the segment, and I like it too. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one also to hear yourself answering,
Exactly. That's right. That's right. So let's go back to some comments here, and Tahira Wan is our co-host from Toronto area. She is saying hello, Jasab, and hello, Aliki. Hi, how are you,
Hello.
Tahira? Thank you so much. And Tahira is saying, very nice to meet you, Aliki. Thank you. Thank
Very
you
nice to
for
meet you.
hopping. Appreciated. And Tahira Wan is saying, love it. Planet is the home. Yes, absolutely.
Truly.
Absolutely. That's right. That's right. Taraman is saying, love, love, yes, biryani is the most tasty. Are you okay with the spices of biryani,
That's
though?
that's a good point, actually. I
Yeah.
did have going to the talk, so stay there.
We lost you a little bit again, Aliki. I think the network is not in our favor today, but
So I was saying,
so what did you say? Yeah.
yeah, I was saying that I did have to go into a detox. I actually after I when I came back great.
I'm sorry. Apologies, friends. The network is terrible. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for Aliki as well. And network is so bad today because of the thunderstorms in Zurich. We couldn't hear properly. Sorry, Aliki.
No problem. I just was saying about the detox, nothing else.
Yeah, no, detoxing is really necessary. So when I go to Pakistan, I eat like crazy. I eat biryanis and I eat nihari and paya and all that. And then when I come back home, then I go on diet. And here, no carb, no sugar, nothing. It's just egg whites and green tea. That's what I survive on.
Exactly. It happened the same to me.
Exactly. So detoxing is really necessary. Thank you so much, Tara, for hopping on the show, and it has been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much. Awesome. So let's conclude the show, Aliki. What would be your final message related to the topic, global energetic initiation?
Oh, I would just invite everybody to observe where they are and actually relax into their being. Okay. I think you lost me, but I think I'm back. So I was just inviting everybody to be themselves and really relax into their being. And before jumping into action, really take the time to understand where we stand and where we're going and what you really resonate with. And that's the true initiation, initiating through your true self, into who you are, into who you're supposed to be in this world. So that's my invitation.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much. And apologies for a bad network connection. And I don't know, maybe Aliki, to compensate this show, we'll have to bring you back again, maybe on a different topic, and because you have so much to share, and you're a great speaker, a great person. So I would love to bring you back. We'll have to accommodate the time though, and we'll definitely bring you so that when the network is a little bit better, so that we can, yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Aliki. Appreciate your time, and on behalf of Dreams Television, the Aijaz Qureshi Show, myself, my entire team who helps me run the show, and my three co-hosts from Islamabad, Sadaqat Nubeen, from Karachi, Aijaz Qureshi, and from Toronto, Tahira Wan, and all the viewers who have watched us live on YouTube channel as well as on Facebook and commented. Or they will be watching according to their time zones on the social medias where these recordings will be available. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here again whenever you need.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Aliki. Take care. All right, viewers, that was Aliki Ko all the way from Switzerland. We had a great discussion, and apologies for bad network connection. But as you appreciate that our show is heavily dependent on networks so that the guests can be connected from anywhere in the world. Apologies, but again, I promise you that we'll be bringing Aliki Ko back again on our show one more time so that we can have some good discussions with her again. All right, let us know how did you feel about the show, how we can make it better. Thank you so much for hopping on the show, and I'll be back with another guest another time. Until then, take care. Goodbye.